All right, guys, in this video, we are searching the jungles of Thailand for one of the most bizarre insects on the planet, the acid-spraying violin beetle, in an effort to see if it's truly as dangerous as the local legends say. Let's get searching. Not only are they super unique looking, they are enormous, and they possess a very dangerous defense mechanism. The violin beetle has the power to secrete and spray acid, which can make you go blind. And we're going to catch one. We just started our search here, and we've already come across something really crazy looking. Check this out. Hold on tight if you have arachnophobia. That is a huge golden orb weaver. Wow, that is a giant one. Walk onto my hand. Oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Watch out, Mark, he's on your back.
That's nerve-wracking. Where is he now?
He's in the back.
Right on your backpack, right on the middle of your backpack. Yep, gently.
Careful, he's coming back up.
Yep, he's climbing back up now.
Okay. Oh, here it is, here it is. Whoa, look at the size of that spider, guys. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Now, is he dangerous at all?
These spiders possess a really painful bite. Luckily for me though, it takes a lot to agitate them enough to get a chomp. So if I just handle it carefully, I'll be just fine. Wow, what a spider. Are you kidding me? Look at the size. This is the biggest golden orb weaver spider I've ever seen. Well, this is a really good sign that we're on the right track. Up next, hopefully we find that giant insect that we're after. Let's put this spider back, keep moving up the stream. Ugh. These violin beetles are really good at hiding. Prefers darkness, tight crevices near water. So we are in the perfect spot to start our search. Crevices of rocks, fallen trees, and in between sheets of fungus, actually. All right, hey, Andrew, I'm gonna try to flip this log, see what's underneath this.
Do you have a good feeling about this spot? Well, big ant nest, huge ant nest.
Where?
Up top, right by your hand. Watch out.
Oh, it got me. Well, first sting in Thailand. Got nailed by some kind of fire ant. Yeah, they definitely sting. Look at that, jeez. Lit me up. All right, gotta do that. Oh, monkey. Guys, bring your cameras over here.
Oh, cool.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
The monkey is hanging out. You guys hear that? Monkeys in the background making an alarm call, so we do have to keep our wits about us.
Oh, cool.
This jungle is home to leopards, bears, and even on occasion a tiger. Water, like the stream, is rare, and during the dry season, it's drawing in some things that can be super hazardous to myself and the crew. We want to find big overhangs. These violin beetles are enormous. So they're going to prefer much larger spaces than, say, like a little crevice like this rock here. Let's go into this tree. Not seeing enough fungus. Do you want to see fungus, smell fungus? It should be damp. That is where these insects spend almost the majority of their lives, except for their larval stage, where they'll actually live in the water. Oh, right there. Look at that. Hey guys, I got a crab.
Crab?
Cool. These are little forest crabs out here. And I bet they can pinch pretty good. Yeah, they can pinch pretty good. Yep. Ow. Ow, gosh, it got me the worst spot. That's, come on, buddy. Let go of me. Come on. Yes. All right, I'm gonna hold it just like this. Didn't draw any blood, but man, that pinched really good. These crabs are all up and down the stream bed. Kind of looks like a shore crab that you'd find in a tide pool. Not used to seeing crabs near a stream. There are a lot of them out here. Look at that. See all that purple underneath its legs? Let's put this crab back. See you, buddy. Finding more wildlife, this is a good sign. I feel like we're honing in on those violin beetles. See this fungus? This is exactly what we're looking for. These kind of logs with fungus growing on them are the perfect habitat for the violin beetle. This is exactly what they like.
See anything?
No. The rest of the team found something. We're on our way. Oh, wow. A red-tailed racer. All right, you guys rolling?
We're rolling.
Okay. Looks like it's gonna stay put if I just... Oh,
Whoa.
Turn back
Careful,
on.
Mark.
It's okay. It's okay. They're non-venomous, but they are bitey. Stay back. See if I can just get it out of this tree. Oh man, see him biting me? Can my snake hook there? Got it. See if we get him to calm down. All right, there we go. That was intense. Definitely turned around and struck him a few times. Luckily, this is a non-venomous species of snake. It looks almost like a green mamba in a way. So there's like a part of my brain that's like, don't get bit by the snake. See that? See it striking? Look how it's flattening out its neck. The more calm I am, the more calm the snake will be. Pretty rare to come across one of these racers because typically they're found much higher up in the canopies, hunting for anything that it could fit in its mouth. We're talking lizards, frogs, and even birds. I just had to take this opportunity to present this beautiful snake up close like this. We've got an audience of monkeys right overhead that are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. And all the things I've seen in Thailand so far, this is by far the coolest find. We're getting close. I can feel it. This is exactly the environment we need to search. See this underhang? I'm gonna get my flashlight out and I'm gonna get up under there. I have a feeling this is the perfect spot to find what we're looking for today.
You see something, Mark?
Oh my goodness. Guys, I got him.
You can see him?
Oh yeah, man, they are weird. Oh my goodness. There's about 8 of them. And
Did you say 8 of them?
there's about 8 of them. They're all hugged up underneath this stump or this log here. And I feel like if I can just get my jar on top of them, I'm gonna have a good chance at getting it into an area where we can film it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. That's not working.
Are they moving around in there?
Yeah, they're fast. They're really fast. This is gonna be a lot more challenging than I thought. Oh. You guys smell that? Smell that jar. Ooh. That's the smell of the acid they spray. That is pungent. Okay, I'm gonna need to use my sunglasses. If I get sprayed in the eye, this is one of the real dangers of this animal is if you get it in your eyes, the locals down here say that you can go blind. So I'm just gonna wear these sunglasses. I'm just gonna have to grab one. Got one right here. Just wanna try to get the catch. Oh man, this is gonna be gnarly. Got one.
Got him?
Got it. Get in the jar. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Woo! All right. We got it, guys. Woo, yeah. And it was already secreting that defense mechanism. All right, let's get into an area where we can get this violin bug in a little bit better light so you can see why this is one of the strangest insects in the entire world. All right. It's time to get a closer look at the violin beetle of Thailand. Luckily there's more where this came from, but I want to try to be gentle. There we go. Look at that.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me? Have you ever in your life seen anything like that? I mean, you could clearly see why it gets its name, the violin beetle, shaped like a violin, and those wings on the sides of the body there are somewhat translucent, giving it this lacquer-like appearance. So I would say it's accurately described. Now, they do come in a couple different color varieties. This one is the toffee brown color, trying to handle it with the utmost care. They have a very potent defense mechanism where they can actually secrete and even spray butyric acid. I can smell it. Oh, it's definitely all inside the jar. It almost reminds me of like smelling salts. It's very pungent, it like makes your eyes water. You can imagine if you were sprayed with a mouthful or an eyeful of that, you'd immediately turn the other direction and run away. Now you may be asking yourself, looking at the size of this insect, Mark, is that as big as it grows? Actually, no, they can get up to double this size. Now, getting a closer look. Oh, whoa.
Now, do you know where they spray their acid from?
They secrete the acid from the abdomen, and my guess is from underneath. I'm actually gonna try to pin the beetle so we can see the underside and maybe we can see it spray. See that abdomen right there? So it likely secretes that butyric acid right from the back of the abdomen. Yep. And that, woof. Oh, I just got a huge waft of it, yeah. Ooh. But I also want to show you, look at this. Look at the center thorax of this beetle. It's got like serrated edges. It almost looks like a knife on both sides of it. It's super bizarre and menacing. That head and neck, elongated. It's like a giraffe almost. Kind of looks like a giant assassin bug meets a cockroach, meets a mantis. This is truly the territory of bizarre insects. Easily the most unique looking insect that I've ever held. Welcome to Thailand, am I right? And you can see it has very long antennae. It's gonna be using those as sensories to navigate through the environment. And you can see how flat it is. Look at how flat its body is. It's specifically designed to fit between bark and bracketed fungus. Between those two beady little eyes and those long horned antennae, there's a set of jaws in the center of the face. These violin beetles are great predators. It doesn't seem to be too dangerous, but you never can be too careful when you're dealing with exotic insects in uncharted territory. How about that? I would call that a very successful adventure out here in Kankerchan National Park in Southwest Thailand, coming across what is, in my opinion, the most bizarre insect on the planet, the violin beetle. All right, let's put the beetle back under the log and head home. I'm gonna be looking for stumps, old rotten logs, flat rocks, things that we can flip that might conceal some of the creatures that we're trying to find. Let's make our way down here to this creek. Nothing. Let's go over here. Oh. Really thought that when that started to move, that was gonna be a home run. All right, so we're making our way deeper into the rainforest here at Kinabalu. Ooh, big earthworm.
Whoa.
That's a monster.
Yeah. Hefty. It is not squishy at all. It is really like super tough. Here, Andrew, feel that.
Whoa.
It's getting slimy.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Super slimy. Oh no.
This worm just took up. Oh, look at this grub. Ugh, even better. Check out that bad boy. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Thanks, buddy. All right. I think we're done with this grub.
This was one gross log.
Yeah. Let's keep going. I know the trilobite beetle is out here. We've just got to find it. If you're ever out flipping in any environment, whether it's rocks, logs, leaves, whatever it might be, always be considerate and try to replace the environment just how you found it. Watch your step there, major roots. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at the size of that millipede. Hang on, let me see if I can get it. Now some of these can emit a really nasty odor, so I don't want to spook it. You see if I can get it crawling on my hand. Look at the length of that millipede. Probably approaching 5 inches in length. And millipedes, of course, get their name because of all those legs. Millipede means 1,000 feet. Borneo is actually home to the longest millipede in the world. Now, I don't need to worry about this millipede biting me. The only thing you really need to worry about when it comes to millipedes are their toxicity. Some of them are poisonous, but they do feel really strange. Feeling all those little legs grip onto my fingers and crawl across. Andrew, stick your hand out real quick. I wanna show you what this is like. Let's put it on your finger. Don't worry, it won't bite. There you go. What's that like?
Whoa. That's crazy feeling.
They have amazing grip. And they use that grip to climb up and over logs and terrain out here in the rainforest. Well, that's a good start to our adventures here in Borneo. Let's go find something truly unique. Come on. All right, so far, so weird. We're finding all kinds of cool stuff. This environment is perfect for a trilobite beetle. They love tropical forests just like this, with tall tree canopies that allow very little light to reach the ground. Ow, nothing. No trilobite beetles yet. I really thought we'd see one by now. Covering a ton of ground. Probably hiked at least 4 miles already. Oh man, look at this snag. Oh, here we go. Another kind of millipede. This one's even cooler than the last one. What you're looking at is an armored millipede. They're called armored millipedes because you can see the segments of its body have these pronounced ridges, making it look like body armor. This is something that you could imagine seeing in the time of the dinosaurs. It looks like a living fossil. And here's something really cool about these armored millipedes. Let me show you. If there's ever a situation where this millipede feels threatened, look at what it'll do. It rolls itself into a tight little ball, and you can see how all those armored plates that are really rigid can protect the soft underbelly. Starting to must. Smell that. Actually, doesn't smell that bad.
Whoa, it smells sweet.
Right? Like cherries. I'm not kidding, guys. This millipede smells like those red cherries that come in the syrup. What are they? Maraschino?
Maraschino cherries.
Maraschino cherries.
That's exactly what it smells like.
I can't believe that. I expected it to smell like musty and foul, but it actually smells kind of good. If anybody knows, tell us in the comments why this millipede is putting off an odor that makes it smell like cherries. So weird, but so cool at the same time. All right, guys, well, I would say this adventure is heating up. Every creature we're finding is getting more and more bizarre. Let's put this armored millipede back and keep heading down trail. Sometimes when you're flipping, you forget to just look. So I try to always make a rule of like 3 flips, observe. Oh, wow. Got a bit of a break in the canopy here. A lot of light. Oh, look at that hole. Bet something lives in there. Whoa, look at this log snag. Oh! Guys, I got something right there. Here, can you throw this in my backpack real quick? I'm gonna need both hands. Put your cameras right there. We got a trilobite beetle. Hang on. Nobody move. Got it. Got it. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. We got one. Huh. Yes. Dude. Trilobite beetle, baby. Woo! Oh man, I am pumped. If you guys are wondering, and if you can't tell, this never gets old. Finding a new creature for the first time, this is why I do what I do. This is what I love about making videos on Brave Wilderness, discovering creatures like the trilobite beetle. Wow, I feel like a little kid again, guys. Okay, first of all, it is a beetle. I know it looks a lot like the millipedes that we found earlier on this adventure, but it is not a millipede. And it gets its name because it looks like a trilobite, which of course trilobites have been extinct for hundreds of millions of years, and we only know them by their fossil remains at this point. Now, I've actually dug up trilobite fossils in Utah before that were over 500 million years old. And I have to say, those fossils really do look like the trilobite beetle that you see here today, especially those upper body segments. This is nearly a living version of an animal that looks like something super prehistoric. Right away, first glance, you're thinking millipede. Then you see how it slinks its body along, and you're like, man, is that some kind of worm? Is that some kind of larva? It kind of looks like a helgramite like we've seen along the streams in North America, but it's definitely not. And then you go to the tip of the head there and you see that tiny little head with its beady little eyes and its two little antennas sticking out. Look at its abdomen, guys. It almost moves around like a little inchworm. It has like a little foot at the back of its tail and just beep, inches along. As it's crawling around, of course I feel the little tiny legs making contact with my skin, but I'm also getting this like wet sensation. And I've noticed, if I flip it upside down, that little foot. Yeah, that little pad right there, it's wet. I can feel it slinking across. And I don't know if it's like laying down a track of pheromone or what, but it's cold and it's moist and it's weird. It's very weird. And they're very rigid. It's got a cool feel. Andrew, you gotta try it. Whoa. See what you think. Whoa, it's like she has a suit of armor on. Totally, and it is armored. That is a defense mechanism because look at how slow she moves. This is not a fast creature, so it's gonna rely upon that armor to ward off predators. Also, the aposematic coloration. I'm gonna guess that this insect has a pretty foul taste. And what's even weirder than its appearance is how different it is from its male counterpart. Let's take a look at the male version of this trilobite beetle right here. What? Are you kidding me? And here's the thing, guys. Scientists were puzzled by this for over 200 years. When this creature was first discovered, they could not figure out what the male of the trilobite beetle looked like. In fact, it wasn't until the 1980s that a scientist actually followed around one trilobite beetle for days and days and days, and it saw them mate. That was the only way scientists were able to find out the male version of this species, because the female is just so unique. And not anything against the male version of this insect. Cool looking beetle, right? But nothing is gonna top the cool factor of this female trilobite beetle. And this is probably gonna go down as one of the strangest creatures I will ever get to present to you on Brave Wilderness, the trilobite beetle. Deep in the mountains of Chile, there is an insect so rare and so elusive that its sting is completely undocumented by science. And that sting belongs to the panda ant. And today, we're going to try to make history by being the first to find this panda ant, capture it on video, and then of course I will take on the sting of the panda ant in a world's first. This is gonna be like looking for a fuzzy needle in a giant wilderness haystack. It's time to get searching. Now this won't be your average hike. Only a few panda ants have been found in the wild, so we're going to have to search this entire mountain range to even have a chance at finding one. Okay, this looks promising. This open area has a lot of sandy, loose material, which is perfect for the panda ant because it likes to make burrows, and it also allows us to cover a lot of ground fast. Covering ground. That is the name of the game when you're looking for very, very small creatures. The more ground your eyes can scan, the more likely it is you'll find what you're looking for. We're hearing water down below. In the desert, water is life. Let's try our luck in a different environment. Found the water. It looks so good. If you were ever stuck out here in the desert, this water would be absolutely life-saving and perfectly fine to drink running this fast. A little bouldering. Just seeing water is a boost of energy. Oh, I feel so good. It's good that we're seeing these flowers. Panda ants feed on a diet predominantly of nectar, so these flowers, good indication We have a food source. There's definitely more life down by this river. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Seeing these smaller wasps, that makes me feel really positive. I think the trail is heating up. I'm starting to see yellow jackets. Good sign for us right now. This is the insect watering hole. But look at that one. See that one that's chasing the others off? It's got like a panda-like abdomen. You seeing this? You seeing this? The male panda ants have wings. Let's keep moving. Have to be getting close. Oh, whoa, look at all these. Just got to this trail and there are all these burrows. I can't say whether or not these are definitively panda ant burrows, but they're the right size and right shape and in the right place. Finally feels like we're starting to close in on the panda ant. Panda ant right there. Oh! Woo! We got one! Holy! Oh! We were literally just about to give up. It's not a big one, but that is a panda ant, baby! Let's go! Yes! Ah! Got one. But our luck wouldn't end there. As we prepped our presentation and captured the first ever video of this fuzzy little panda, something even more incredible happened. Got another one. Hold on. Get in there, go. They're so fast. So fast, this one's kind of small. Don't want to get stung. Not yet anyway. Yes, 2 panda ants. Holy cow. And this one really looks like a panda. Wow. Not 1, but 2 panda ants. This is such a rare opportunity to film this world famous creature. There is almost no footage of this species. In fact, this is likely the first 4K footage the world has seen of the panda ant, the world's smallest panda. The first thing I noticed about these creatures were their size. They are teeny tiny. Look at the little capsules that we had to bring with us for this presentation. But not only are they small, they are fast. I cannot believe we actually were able to get them into the containers. It's not likely that we're gonna be able to get very much B-roll of them walking around. All it would take is a small little hole or crack in the ground and they are poof, gone. They got their name, the panda ant, because of that black and white fuzzy exoskeleton, which of course I keep calling them an ant, but they are not an ant at all. They are a species of wasp. And the wingless ones are actually females. The males of this species have wings, but the females do not possess wings. But what they do possess is the largest stinger to body size ratio of any insect in the world. They're related to the cow killer found in the southern United States, another species famous for its massive stinger and painful sting. Both have fuzzy exoskeletons and are classified as velvet ants. However, unlike the cow killer, the effects of the panda ant venom are completely unknown. And with that, it's time to take a closer look at their defense mechanisms. They don't just look like pandas for our amusement. They've developed this coloration to ward off predators to say, hey, I pack a punch, I have a lot of defenses and you will regret it. Now let's talk about another defense mechanism. Let's bring the microphone in there real close. You hear that? That's called stridulation, which is a high frequency warning pitch that these insects are able to emit. And we're not just boosting the sound. This insect's actually noisy. I can hear it. Look at that. Swinging the abdomen already. Might get to see an appearance of that. Oh, that stinger's coming out. Compared to body size, that is a super long stinger. It will have no problem popping a stinger through my skin. Now remember when I said earlier, this is probably the first 4K footage of a panda ant. Let me also tell you, this is about to be the first ever documented sting of this species. No one has taken the sting of the panda ant. Going into the sting zone with the panda ant is truly the great unknown. I have no idea what kind of reaction I'm going to have. So we brought a couple of emergency remedies. Of course, our satellite phone. If I go into any kind of anaphylactic shock, we will use this for emergency distress calls. In addition to that, I always bring a first aid trauma kit. And in this trauma kit, I always have an EpiPen. That's pretty much our only remedies if this sting gets really bad. For the first time ever, it's time to go flesh the stinger with the Panda Ant. That stinger is flying. That is a very big stinger. I would say the stinger is the entire length of the lower abdomen. All right, it is time. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the Panda Ant. Here we go to the great unknown of the world of stings. 1, 2, 3. Yep, stinger's in. Stinger's in. Oh, I dropped her. Where'd she go?
Oh, it's here.
Definitely stung me.
Maybe over the wall.
Yeah, let me see. They're so fast. And they blend in perfectly where she can't have gotten far. Look around.
Here, I'm gonna look over here.
All right, yeah. Keep looking, keep looking. Oh no! Oh! Well, unfortunately, I dropped the ant. She definitely gave me a sting before hightailing it out of here. We've got 2 distinct sting marks. I would say it's probably similar to that of a hornet, but luckily for us, we have one more ant. In fact, this is the one that looks most like a panda. So, it's time to see if the world's smallest panda packs a potent punch. Gotta get a good grip. I know it looks easy, but it is so hard to get a good grip on these tiny little panda ants. There we go. Okay, the stinger's going. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yeah, okay. Definitely took a really good sting and a bite. See this panda's jaws locked into me? I think this panda ant's bite is worse than its sting. Definitely getting little micro stings. This tiny panda ant just might not be big enough to deliver a full punch. Okay. Well, you can see here, I got 2 really good stings from the ant that got away. And then I probably have, I don't know, like a dozen little micro stings. I left it there for a while, but there was 1 or 2 really good ones. Oh my God, there it is. Got it. We just found the first panda ant. Wow, I cannot believe it. What am I supposed to do with you? You ran away, and now you're back. Should we try to get like another wallop? All right, well, gonna go for another sting. I don't know if I got a full one that first time around. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, got me. It's biting me. Ant stinging me. Got a good one there. Okay, yeah, all right. Really not a remarkable sting, even though we're getting a lot of redness and little micro swelling around those sting sites. This might have been the world's cutest sting. The sting of the tiny panda ant is no match for its growl. All right, let's let this little panda back into the wild. While the pain was manageable right after the sting, the secondary reaction roared back the next day, where I had redness, swelling, and a relentless itch. All right, last night, something completely unexpected happened. Right now, we're in Costa Rica filming the bullet ant sting versus the leafcutter ant bite showdown, which, by the way, ouch, it hasn't even been 24 hours since I endured the carnage that was 60 seconds of being stung by a bullet ant. I mean, I got annihilated. I am still in excruciating pain right now, but here at our lodge, we saw something that we didn't even think existed. Let me ask you a question. What is worse than a bullet ant with one of the most painful stings in the world? The answer? A bullet ant that can fly. That's right, bullet ants have wings.
Mark, come here.
What is it?
Dude, there's a bug on the wall here. It looks like a bullet ant, but
You got a light?
it has wings on it.
You shine your light like right on it? What?
Dude, that is a bullet ant with wings.
It has wings.
No way.
Let me get a net. Let's see if I can. Got it.
Got it. There it is. Yeah, it's in the net.
Oh, it's getting away. It's getting away. It's getting away. Ah!
We go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right, hang on. Holy cow. No way.
Did you know they could fly?
I didn't know they could have wings at all. Let's get a closer look at it. In all of our adventures into the rainforest, we have never seen anything like this. The Brave Wilderness channel has a long and painful history with the bullet ant, because these ants possess one of the most painful stings on the entire planet. And that's not just of all ants, of all insects. From a single jab to a full minute of being pumped with their legendary venom, we've experienced firsthand just how excruciating their sting can be. However, these insects won't sting unless provoked, and we've learned that from sticking our hand into a box full of them. As it turns out, they only sting to protect themselves and their underground colony from danger. But until this particular adventure, we had no idea that bullet ants could take to the sky. But now let's get to the question that I know you're all wondering. Sure, bullet ants have wings, but can they sting? Can a winged bullet ant sting with the power and might of the bullet ant that we all know so well? Well, that's what we're here today to find out. I am prepared to take yet another sting test to see if the winged bullet ant is something that we all need to be concerned of. But before we do that, let's take a side-by-side comparison of both of these ants. Colorations, proportions, they look nearly identical. I mean, maybe, and just maybe, the winged bullet ant is a little bit bigger. But outside of that, the only major difference that I can see is just behind the head. On the wingless bullet ant, you've got a couple of spikes, a couple of nodules right behind the head on that middle part. On the winged bullet ant, you have more of a hunch or a hump. I'm guessing that's where all the wing mechanics are contained that enable this ant to fly. But before we get to the sting, let's discuss why ants have wings in the first place. In order for ants to start a new colony, like bees, they have to swarm. This occurs when colonies start to produce offspring that have wings, which of course can be either male or female, with the females being future queens. When a future queen flies away from the colony, she's in search of a winged male from another, and hope that they can join forces in starting the next generation of bullet ants. After they mate, the male unfortunately dies, while the female sheds her wings and searches on the ground for a good spot to start her new brood. Once she starts her nest, her stinger actually turns into an ovipositor, which she uses to lay eggs. She then exclusively produces female worker ants until the colony grows large enough to need to expand again. It's these workers who are tasked with the digging of tunnels, caring for young, and defending the colony with their legendary sting. All this to say, it's only the female ants that have stingers. With that being said, I have about a 50-50 chance of actually taking another sting in this video. It's time to get down to business. It's time to find out if this flying bullet ant can sting. Here we go. Let's see if we can grab hold without it flying away. I know I say this all the time with ants, but it's unbelievable how strong they are. Oh, no, 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 don't fly, don't fly, don't fly. Oh, no. Angry. This bullet ant does not want to be in these forceps. Okay, I got a good hold. All right, here we go. Oh, I was afraid we're gonna lose our flying bullet ant. They have wings for a reason. Got that shot?
Got it.
All right, here we go. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with a flying bullet ant. On 3. 1, 2, 3. I can't feel it. There's something in my oh yeah, stinger's in, stinger's in. Yep, it's a queen. Oh, do you see the stinger in there? Definitely a queen. Got a young queen, definitely not a male.
What's that feel like?
It burns. All right. Definitely not doing it for 60 seconds again. Yeah. Whew, man.
You all right, Mark?
Yeah. Huh. I I tell you what, that burns, but not as bad, oddly enough. Definitely not as bad as yesterday. Let me put her back in the container. Thank you, thank you. Oh, man. Definitely a female, for sure. You could see there's already raised, I could feel the burning. There's already some raised, but not as bad. There's some marks there, but gonna have to give it a little bit to see if the venom really kicks in. I mean, clearly that's what the bullet ant looked like from yesterday. That is just over 24 hours. You can see just how swollen my arm is from yesterday, and it's hot and tight. It's almost like swelling up like a hot dog about to explode. But yeah, you can see right there, you see that? We definitely have some sting marks, but a much more mild venom, like significantly less painful. I would recommend doing it. Don't get me wrong, this isn't good, it's not enjoyable, but it is certainly not as painful as the bullet ant we all know. So I have to wonder, why would the flying bullet ant sting be less potent than that of a wingless bullet ant? And if I had to guess, it's because this is a young queen. They're both females, but this young queen is destined to eventually lay eggs, meaning that stinger is meant to actually evolve into a device to reproduce and create the next bullet ants. Where this bullet ant is only meant to defend. That means that stinger needs to inflict as much pain as possible. We are just outside of our lodging here at Mount Kinabalu in Borneo, but we have been seeing these massive bees flying around the parking lot and in and around the gardens surrounding this property. So I've got my bug net. I'm gonna try to catch one, ID it, and if it's interesting enough, we're gonna put it on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Already starting to sweat. It is heating up, but that's what we want. That's what's gonna bring all the wasps and the bees out to forage. You need heat, you need sun. We've got them both. Oh, you see what I see? Big orb weaver. Oh, look, it's eating. It's in the middle of wrapping up some prey. You're careful, but I think we can step up on this. Yes. Whoa. Let's let it finish wrapping its meal, and then I'll attempt to catch the spider with my bare hands. And it's about as big as my hand too. Now these are called golden orb weave spiders because they have a golden hue to their web. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Another insect just flew into the web. Spider picked a great spot. Oh, she's backing off her meal. Gonna go in for the catch. All right, yeah. Okay, got it. Web's still intact. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. This is a really good size golden orb weaver. Very hard to get a bite from one of these, but it's not unheard of. And I've been told that their venom can be super painful if bitten. Look at that. Whoa. Look at how colorful its abdomen is. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. You can like feel the weight. Usually spiders feel weightless. Yeah, definitely a few grams on that spider. This is a big mama. This is likely a female, given her size. Out here chasing giant bees, only to come across a massive golden orb weaver spider. I'm gonna put this spider back in its web so it can finish lunch. Here you go, girl. Didn't even phase her. Right back to lunch. All sorts of bugs around. Just gotta catch the one we're after. Guys, we got giant bees right here. Roll your cameras, roll your cameras. Got this rolling? Okay. Right in the center. There it is. Nope, there it is. It's up there, I see it. I'm just got to go for it. Hold this, Asa. It's too thick in there. I'm gonna go around the backside. shoot. I didn't get it. Chased it all the way up here though. Okay, bees are out. Let's go back. I think they like those yellow flowers. Let's go back there, stake it out and see if we can get one. This is gonna be it. All right, guys, let's camp out back here. Yeah. Come on, guys, roll your cameras. Got him. Yes, huge carpenter bee. Beautiful blue wings, big bee. All right, here, let me get it into a container so we can get a better look. Yes, that is a really big and black carpenter bee. Oh my goodness, that is a super intimidating bee. And yes, they absolutely sting. It's time to go arm to stinger to find out just how painful it really is. There's our bee. Got our net. Doing the transfers. Gonna need a better container so you can see this bee a little clear. EpiPen. So every insect or arachnid I'm getting bitten or stung by could be potentially a life-threatening allergic reaction. Always got the EpiPen. I'm just gonna put that over here though. Hopefully we won't need that. This is gonna be pretty gnarly. Now let's get it switched to the other container so we can all see it better. The bee, let's see if I can get it gently. Calming down. There we go. This bee has calmed down quite a bit since we caught it. Still have the net on standby in case it does try to get away mid-sting, which has happened before. First thing I noticed, besides the size of this bee, is how hairy it is. It has these long hairs all over its bodies, especially on the legs, the abdomen, and the chest. Just looking at it, it certainly earns the local name, the broad-handed bee. This is a beast of a bee, but let's talk about this species real quick before I take it out of the container. This is what's known as a carpenter bee, and there are carpenter bees all over the world, and the reason why they are called a carpenter bee is because of how they reproduce. Instead of making a hive or a comb like a honeybee, these bees will actually chew into wood, make a pollen ball, lay an egg with the pollen ball in the wood, and then they'll close it off. And that's where the baby bees, the larvae, will hatch, eat the pollen, and emerge as adult bees to do the cycle all over again. But that does not mean that these bees don't sting. They absolutely sting. And get this, unlike a honeybee, they can sting multiple times. So this is more similar to a hornet or a wasp where it can sting repeatedly. You might get swarmed at a picnic by yellow jackets or even honeybees, but these bees are solitary. They're not defending any hive or nest. But when I take this bee out of this tiny container, it's gonna start buzzing and it is gonna sting the daylights out of me. Now let's talk about how we are gonna rate the sting of this carpenter bee. We're gonna rate it, like always, on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. And I can tell you right now, just looking at the size of this bee and how powerful it is, intimidation is gonna be a big score. Pain, I'm gonna be shocked if the pain of this bee gets below a 5. I think it's gonna wallop me. And then of course, aftermath is something we'll have to track for the next couple of days. Don't worry, you won't have to wait. We're gonna skip past through all the waiting. So at the end of this video, you are going to learn where this bee rates against all the other insects and arachnids, scorpions, spiders, things I've been bitten and stung by throughout my career.
I think we're ready for it, Mark.
I'm gonna put this net on standby for everybody. If the bee starts to get away, grab the net and grab it, whoever's closer, okay? I have a feeling I'm gonna be in a lot of pain. I don't know if we're gonna be able to like hold this bee for very long outside of the capsule because it is super strong. So I'm just gonna get right into it. The bee's starting to fly, so I'm gonna have to do it under the net. Okay. Now, like most flying insects, it's gonna go up first. Just be careful. Dangerous game of grab the bee. Have it? I've got it. I've got it. Let go. Okay. Not my best hold ever. Let's see if I can improve this. You see that stinger going? Wow. Oh, it's big. Oh, that stinger is big. The abdomen here. Let's get a better hold. I got it, guys. Okay, now you can see why we had it under the glass. This bee is ticked, and it is going to sting the heck out of me. Wow, I'm not looking forward to this. 3 times the size of your average honeybee. This is always the hardest part, getting stung. All right, I'm gonna do it right here. Right here. You guys got a shot? All right. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with a giant carpenter bee. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh, it's hot. Ah. Oh. Got away. I see a little mark. Good news, bad news. The good news is I did get stung. The bad news is the bee got away really fast. And honestly, guys, that was so chaotic. I tried to recatch it, I couldn't. And you can see this welt coming in right here. I felt the stinger go in. I think I got a full sting, but I'm not quite sure. We've got a little bit of daylight left. I say we take the net. Let's go back down to those flowers, that front line of bushes, see if we can catch another bee and do the sting one more time. I just don't know if I got a full dose, and I wanna make sure. So let's go down real quick, guys. Now don't get me wrong, the sting of the black carpenter bee did hurt, but nothing could have prepared me for the bee that I was about to catch. Oh my gosh, that's bigger, right? Or is it in my eyes?
Well, that's definitely bigger.
Okay, let's go back and do it. No fussing around. This bee is massive. It's so much bigger than the first one. It's gonna be even harder to hold. I'm just gonna do it. You guys ready? Not expect to get a bigger bee. Oh, jeez. You hear it powerful? It is powerful. It's so big. Get down there. All right. One, 2, 3. Oh, wow, yeah. I did not get hit the first time. Wow. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see that sting?
Happened so fast.
Oh, yeah. I want to get away. All right. Just get this bee. Get up there, get up. All right. Didn't lose the bee that time, but it got me. That first one did not sting, guys. That first one definitely did not sting. You see the venom coming out of that hole? Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's burning. Oh. Big bee got me. Big bee got me. That bee's so big, it can't even extend its wings inside that container. It's too big for the glass. You guys see that? Oh my gosh. Look at the legs. I got stung by the beast. I'm glad we caught that second bee, because otherwise the Bornean black carpenter bee would have not gotten a fair BSI rating. We're gonna monitor this sting for the next day to judge the aftermath, but you don't have to wait a second. This is the official BSI rating of this giant black carpenter bee. Roll it. On intimidation, this bee's massive size and huge stinger set my nerves on fire. On top of that, it was also incredibly strong and one of the hardest insects I've ever had to wrangle. For that, I rank it a 7.5 out of 10. For pain, the sting of the second bee was shocking and about 10 times as painful as the first. After the first sting, I wasn't sure if this bee was even worth rating in a full video, but after being walloped by the larger bee, I can safely say the giant black carpenter bee of Borneo has a very painful sting, and I was immediately humbled. So for pain, I give it an 8.3 out of 10. Now the aftermath of this sting, like most bees, was the worst part. The sting burned and itched for days and caused swelling so severe that it covered my entire forearm and down to my elbow.
Oh, that burns.
At its worst, my arm felt like a water balloon ready to pop, so I rate the aftermath of this massive bee a 9.1 out of 10, giving the giant black carpenter bee of Borneo a total score of an 8.3 and rightfully earning a spot way up the ranks of the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Hey guys, in this video we are out searching the rainforest at night in western Borneo. This location is known for having some of the most unique animals on the planet. And our goal for tonight is to locate as many of them as possible to get up close to the cameras. Let's get searching. If you're out looking for creatures anywhere, the best time to do it is at night. Can you see the blue eyes? All right, we've got a blue-eyed angle-headed lizard. It's a type of dragon, but you can see it's got some super eccentric details. It's almost like it has a wacky hairdo with those spines up and down the back, but it's sleeping right there on that limb. We're just gonna leave it alone. It's a little too high up anyway. Let's go. When you're out night herping, best tool you can have, headlamp. Headlamp or flashlight. The main purpose of using these lights is to illuminate the forest, but also really to get that eye shine popping off the eyes of all the nocturnal creatures that live out here in this jungle. Oh, we got something right here. Let's see if I can get it to climb onto my hand. Another strange creature of the night. We have a spiny stick insect here. This is just a juvenile. It's not a very big one. And look how it just remains completely still. Thinks it's camouflaged on a branch. But you're not. I see you. Wow, just like pinch me with its feet. Ah, spiny. Ah, spike me with those sharp legs. It's got spines all up and down the legs too. All right, we've had a good look. Let's put this spiky stick back on the plant. All right, guys. One of our spotters out here hiking with us tonight just signaled that they saw something on. What do we got? Oh, perfect. Yes. This is awesome. Okay, guys, it's staying put. This is great. I can probably just get right next to it. All right. Look at the size of this amphibian. You guys can get closer. As long as I don't touch it, it's gonna stay right there. Can you guys see without my light?
Oh, perfectly.
Okay, look at how big that leaf frog is. Now this is a Wallace's flying frog. Its feet and the webs on them are so big and wide that it can actually fly through the canopy as a glider. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to pick it up. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Check that out. How cool is that frog? Let me see if I can get it to just crawl on me. You seen that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, 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 oh. Get it back. Ha ha ha, gotcha. Don't worry, buddy. We just want to see how cool you are. Don't worry. I'm gonna put you right back on your stick. The pads on the feet, in case you're wondering, are super sticky. It feels like sap on the bottom of its feet. Super tacky, and that is gonna be good for climbing all of the wet leaves and sticks out here in this rainforest. But of course, in addition to climbing, this frog can glide. The Wallace's flying frog has such large hands and back feet pads that it can soar through the canopy. Now that is one really cool leaf frog, and that's coming from someone who's seen a lot of frogs. The Wallace's flying frog here in Borneo. Let's put it back on its branch and keep searching for other creatures of the night. Too cool. All right, so sometimes you can find mammals. There's like tarsiers that live out here. There's all kinds of cool, unique stuff. And of course, this being our first major trip to Borneo, everything we find is brand new. Oh, got something on this branch. Oh my gosh, guys, come look at this. You guys have enough light to see what this is? Yeah. Okay, what we have here, guys, is a dead leaf mantis. What you're looking at right there is actually a praying mantis that looks almost identical to a leaf. But let me see if I can get it to climb up on my fingers. Oh yeah. Now you can see it. Whoop. Oh, it's a hopper. I would not expect a mantis like this to fly, although I'm sure it has tiny wings. It's definitely well adapted to look just like a leaf. Now there are actually over 2,400 different species of mantis on the planet, but this one has to be the coolest I've ever seen. Now you can really see that it's a mantis. Before, when it was on the leaf, it was inverted and you couldn't see the arms, perfectly camouflaging it as a dead leaf hanging off that plant. But as much as it looks like a leaf, it is not dead. It is very alive, and make no mistake, this is a mantis. It is an assassin. It is out here looking for prey, and they are relentless, and they're highly intelligent. You combine that with being excellently camouflaged, and you have a very formidable creature. That is cool. Oh, beautiful. Now this is a fully grown mantis. This is as big as they get. Oh, hello. It's looking right at me. You're not gonna hop on me, are you? We're trying to get the shot. Look that way. Oh. It's going for my pants because it's the same color. I've been spotted. We see you. I mean, you can even see on its back just like the striations of the leaf and like the dead spots. I mean, it has so many little particular details that make it look like a leaf. A truly remarkable adaptation. Andrew, have you ever seen anything like that?
No, that's so well camouflaged. I don't know how you saw it.
Well, I saw it because it's on this bright green leaf, so it wasn't the best spot to hide for this leaf mantis, but you could see if it was down here in the leaf litter how it would just disappear. Actually, let's do that. Let's let it go and put it in the leaves and see how it just disappears. Ready? Look, you just put a few leaves around it. Just like disappears in the leaf litter. And can you imagine if it was dry? Like here's a dry leaf. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable, huh? So cool. All right, I've got to get a picture with this. Gonna get my phone out. Not often you see a mantis as bizarre as that one. You know, I've seen a lot of interesting mantis over the years, but I cannot recall one as cool looking as this. Tonight, I am on the hunt for the only deadly scorpion to live in the United States. This is a creature that should be avoided at all costs, but if I can catch an Arizona bark scorpion, I will intentionally take a sting, describe the pain, and show you an experience that has caused multiple human fatalities. Black light on, let's get searching. Over the years, I have been no stranger to experimenting with stings from the world's most painful creatures. But after surviving a horrible stonefish sting in Australia, I thought the worst pain I could experience had been set. That is, until this video. The bark scorpion is the only scorpion in the United States that is known to possess a potentially life-threatening sting. Every year, hundreds of cases are treated in hospitals all throughout the Southwest. So as much as this video will be shocking to some, it's an important lesson on how to identify this dangerous scorpion if you ever find yourself in this terrifying situation. So the sun has completely set, and you can see how much area I can cover with my blacklight. Now, the reason I am using the beast, as we call it, as a tool for tonight's search is because, like almost every scorpion on the planet, the Arizona bark scorpion will glow green underneath the blacklight. Now, this flat area, not a bad place to look for scorpions. You can find them here, but the best place to look, down in the wash, which is just ahead. Let's go this way. Oh, big lights on, big lights on, big lights on. We got a rattlesnake. So this is a Western diamondback rattlesnake. I know that because of the tail. See that classic black and white banding along the tail, and of course we have the rattle. Now you see how it's coiled up right here? This is a very dangerous situation to find yourself in out here in the desert. There's a common misnomer that rattlesnakes will always alert you to their position. That is not always the case. Just like this one, when we came across this snake, it didn't rattle once. Now that it's more aware that we can see it, so it is rattling, but you have to be very careful out here in the desert because you never know when you're gonna come across a very dangerous snake, just like this Western diamondback. All right, let's leave this snake alone and continue our search for the scorpions. One of the interesting things about animals in the night is they like a certain temperature range. They don't want it too hot, and they definitely don't want it too cold. So we're out here right now at the beginning of the evening. As the ground temperature cools, more and more animals will come out to hunt, and the scorpions will be tagging not too far behind. Look at this, guys. Don't need a black light for this one, but you do want to be careful. This is a big harvester ant nest. Look at all of those harvester ants. Now, here's an interesting fact about these ants. They're actually, per liter of venom, the most toxic insect in the world. But luckily for us, they're very small and they can only inject a tiny, minute amount at a time. So the only way to really get into trouble with harvester ants is if you're allergic or you unfortunately get swarmed, which I'm not planning to do. We're gonna walk around. So this is a scorpion hole. No scorpion, but see how it's long ways? That's from the pinchers coming out this way. That's a big scorpion den right there. Got a scorpion right here. Scorpion. I can't tell what kind it is, but I definitely have one. See it right here? Right there. I'm going to carefully move around here. Oh, it's onto me. Got him. Yep, it's gonna pinch me a little bit, and then before it calms down. Okay, look at that venom at the tip of the tail. Ah, let go of me. Ah. I've got a good hold. Look at that. I mean, unmistakable, right? Like you are not gonna miss something glowing out here in the desert that color. But unfortunately, this is not the bark scorpion that we are looking for. This is actually a very small desert hairy scorpion, one that I have already been stung by. Oh, you're pinching me. One that I have already been stung by for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, but this is a good sign that there are scorpions on the move. Let's put this little desert hairy back down where we found it and keep searching. Bye, buddy. Oh, here we go. Got a scorpion. Hang on, this one's different. Yep, okay. We have another species. But here's the deal. It's not an Arizona bark scorpion. However, it is the scorpion species that is most often mistaken for a bark scorpion. Let me show you how I can tell that it is not one. Look at this. Those 3 stripes on the tail, that is how I know what I have here is none other than the southern devil scorpion. Pretty crazy name, right?
What?
Yeah, the devil scorpion, also known as a striped tail. Now, I have never been stung by this species before. I think we all know what you're thinking. And I would agree to double sting. Should we do double sting, guys?
Yes.
All right, we're out here attempting to put these scorpions on the bite sting index. So I think this video just turned into a double sting test. But our search is not over. Let's put this in a small container and keep looking for the bark scorpion we came all this way to find. Got a scorpion. Oh. Don't spook it, don't spook it, don't spook it. Got it. Oh my goodness. Bark scorpion. Bark scorpion. Look at that. This is the most dangerous scorpion in all of North America, and one that has actually been responsible for human deaths. Okay, get in jar. Relax. Woo! Okay. I cannot believe we found it. We were about to give up and head home for the night. Sure enough, this is the scorpion that I will now go up against to show you what it's like to get stung by one of the most feared arachnids in the world, the bark scorpion of the United States. Let's go set up the sting table. Well, I would call that a very successful late night scorpion hunt because we found not one, but two new species of scorpion to rate on the bite sting index. And instead of putting them off till the end of the video, I think I'd rather get into it right now. Let's enter the sting zone with the devil scorpion. Here we go. Just want to get a good hold. Got it. Can't feel a pinch, but I'll tell you what I will be able to feel. The tip of that stinger once I get injected with the scorpion's venom. While I fully expect the bark scorpion to be worse, knowing what I know about scorpions, this one's still going to pack a powerful punch. So I'm gently going to cover the scorpion like this, release the stinger, and then whap, take a sting. Try my best to recover the scorpion after the sting, but this is going to hurt. You guys ready? You got your shot? This is gonna happen really fast, and I only wanna do it once. You ready? All right. Let's enter the sting zone with the devil scorpion on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Yuck. Oh. It burns. It burns. Yeah. Hang on. Just down. Oh yeah. Feeling the burn. Woo! Yow. Okay. Definitely painful, but as I expected, not unbearable. I would put it right there with the bee sting. I'm curious to see what the reaction will be over the next 24 hours. So once I see what the aftermath is at the end of this video, we will give the devil scorpion an official BSI rating. But now it's time for the main event. Let's get the bark scorpion out. Here we go. That is the real deal, the bark scorpion. When it comes to scorpions that could be potentially dangerous and even life-threatening, the bark scorpion is the only scorpion that lives in the United States that's considered potentially deadly. And if you're wondering if I'm nervous, I am terrified. This sting pushes the limit. I hope I can make it through this one, guys. This one could be bad. I'm gonna take the scorpion out of the container so I could show you some of the key identifiers to know if you're looking at the Arizona bark scorpion or not. Okay, here we go. There's three main things you want to look for. See how the claws are very elongated. They're not powerful. They do not hurt. They can't really pinch you like a giant desert hairy scorpion could. Ah, yeah. These claws are very delicate, and they just use their claws for eating. They're not using those claws to capture their prey. What they are using, though, is their extraordinarily potent venom. If you look at the tip of the tail, the telson is what it's called. At the base of the stinger, the bark scorpion has a tooth. See that little notch? I can barely see it with my own eyes, but it's there. And that's how I was able to confirm this is a bark scorpion. No tooth, no bark. The third and most practical way to know that you're dealing with the bark scorpion is just by observing how you found it in the first place. Here we go, watch this. See that? Ran right underneath this piece of wood, hanging upside down. And these scorpions like to hide like this, guys, out of sight, inverted, underneath objects. So you can see here easily why people often get stung by bark scorpions. You're doing yard work, you pick up a piece of wood or a rock, you don't see the scorpion, you accidentally grab it, bam, you're stung. And what's worse than that, you often don't even see what stung you, but you sure can feel it. Now, it's time for the moment that I have been dreading for over 15 years, ever since I started coming to the Sonoran Desert. Quick PSA, I feel obligated to tell you, like I always tell you, but this one, guys, I'm very serious. Never attempt to recreate what you are about to see. All right, guys. Here we go. I hope I'm going to be okay and that this is just very painful in terms of an experience, but there's a chance that this might be the one, this could be the one that sends me to the hospital. Like we always do for the Bite Sting Index, I'm going to rate the sting of this scorpion on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I am intimidated, very much so. The pain, I believe, is going to be very severe, and for aftermath, this could be a high score. That's what I'm really curious about. How bad are the symptoms from this sting going to actually be for the next 24 hours? Will I be just fine, shake it off, or will I have to go seek medical attention? It's time to find out. Just like last time, I'm gonna cover the scorpion, release the stinger, whap, take the sting. My heart is beating out of my chest. I absolutely feel fear right now. This is for real, I'm doing it. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the Arizona bark scorpion. I am terrified. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh! Ah! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yeah! Oh! Ah! 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 Wow! Oh! Oh, that's painful. Oh, that's terrible. Oh! Whoa! Holy smokes! Oh! 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 I gotta put it back. Oh God, that's so bad. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh! 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 Ah! Oh my gosh, guys, it's so bad. It's just, my whole hand's numb. My whole hand is numb. Radiating heat. It's like, it's so painful. Oh my gosh, I have never felt instant pain like that
I thought it was gonna be bad, but I did not think it was gonna be this bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, more painful than stonefish. It's more painful than bullet ant. It's way more painful than the bullet ant. Oh.
Wow, we have a new king today.
Oh gosh, it really burns. It really burns to touch. It's so tender. So tender all through my finger. Oh gosh. And it hit me like I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready. I was not prepared for it to be this bad. Oh, it's getting worse. It feels like my whole hand's just like wanting to like curl up and seize. My whole finger is like almost like going paralyzed. That hurts. Oh, and it's swelling bad. Look at that. Look at my finger swelling up. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Never in my life have I felt a pain so shocking and so jarring. And what's crazier is the build of this sting was the first time I seriously thought about going to the hospital. In over 10 years of making videos on Brave Wilderness, I've never had to go or even thought about going. But this sting gets scary. For intimidation, this scorpion gets a huge score because it is well known for being the worst and most dangerous scorpion in North America. No other scorpion even comes close to being as feared as this one, and for that, it gets a 9.8 out of 10. For pain, I know I've had gnarlier looking stings before, like the bullet ant and the tarantula hawk that made my arm flare up right away, but this one was worse by far. It was like being struck by a lightning bolt of pain that made me jump up in the air and my whole hand shocked into numbness within a matter of seconds, leaving behind a pulsating pins and needles electrical fire in its wake. Simply put, it's a solid 10 of 10. For aftermath, this is where it got bad. The electrical pins and needles in my hand got worse, almost too painful to even touch. And then it started to spread. First up the top of my arm, then my whole arm up to my elbow went numb. And that radiating Charlie horse pain got worse and worse and worse. And as the pain started to creep past my elbow, I thought I was certainly going to need to go to the hospital. And I'll admit to you right now, I was terrified that I had finally pushed it too far. And I told myself, if it gets to my shoulder, we're going. But luckily for me, it stopped just short. And after about 12 hours of numbness, it retreated back to my elbow, and by the next morning, it was only radiating in my hand and wrist. All in all, it took 4 days to regain feeling in most of my hand, but my finger and thumb took a full week to recover. So I'm sure by now you've guessed it, the aftermath was also a 10 out of 10, giving the Arizona bark scorpion a total BSI score of a 9.9, which easily dethrones the bullet ant and making it the brand new king of sting. Now don't think I forgot about that first sting, guys. Here's the ranking of the devil scorpion. For intimidation, it's quite small, but its name certainly is worth an extra point all on its own. For that, I give it a 7.6 out of 10. For pain, it was really on par with the bee sting, maybe a little bit worse on the front end, so it gets a 7.9 out of 10. For aftermath, the pain radiated for about a day around the sting site, but there wasn't any major swelling or other symptoms to note. So for that, it only gets a 6 out of 10, giving the devil scorpion a total BSI rating of a 7.2, which is a very reasonable score for such a tiny scorpion. This road that we're on is called the RN2, which is notorious for being one of the most dangerous roads in all of Africa. Decades of civil war, an Ebola outbreak, and a recent volcanic eruption have given rise to terrorist organizations and armed rebel militias. So I brought an elite camera team with me to the DRC to investigate how these same criminals are destroying Virunga National Park and threatening the last remaining mountain gorillas on the planet.
We're here.
We'll need to bushwhack our way through dense jungle to search for signs of gorillas. This is the domain of the largest and most dominant silverback in the Congo. And because we share nearly 99% of our DNA with them, we can also share illness and disease. So we mask up as a precaution.
Okay, we just heard a gorilla right around this bend here. It's a baby gorilla. Mark it around, It's a silverback gorilla.
is bugging, Mark.
Is this the dominant male?
The dominant male here in the family.
He's okay with us being here?
Yeah, they're okay.
He's the father of the largest family of gorillas here in Virunga National Park. 44 gorillas in his family.
This is the biggest gorilla in the Congo.
As the dominant male in his family, Begeni calls the shots. He's responsible for determining where the family travels, choosing its daily activities, and fathering the vast majority of the offspring.
Must weigh over 400 pounds. He's a handsome silverback and he knows it.
Yeah.
I would estimate Begeni's hand is at least 5 to 8 times bigger than my hand. Look at those teeth. Did you see those teeth?
Mountain gorillas are a subspecies of eastern gorilla, and because they live in high elevations and experience freezing temperatures, they possess longer hair, making them distinct from all other gorilla species.
You can see them thinking, observing us. I'm just completely in awe. Look at the way that they're bonding, caring for each other, nurturing one another, and their curiosity of us is undeniable. It's like looking in a mirror. So how many gorillas are around him?
Maybe 30 can be around, 30 gorillas.
What we're witnessing is progress. Decades of poaching and habitat destruction brought the mountain gorilla population down below 400 individuals. But in recent years, they've crested back to over 1,000, proving the conservation efforts led by Virunga's rangers are working. However, the gorillas still remain an endangered species, and their future remains uncertain. Virunga National Park spans more than 3,000 square miles and is home to over 50% of the animal species on the continent. It's also Africa's oldest national park and part of the second largest rainforest on Earth, making the lungs of Africa a critical battleground in the fight against climate change. Unfortunately, protecting gorillas is only one of the battles. Rebel groups and armed militias have pillaged Virunga. By burning trees and turning them into charcoal, they've created a $40 million a year black market that preys upon basic human needs. If the damage they've done isn't reversed soon, the park has very little chance of survival.
What can be done to solve these problems?
What we desperately need is clean energy, renewable energy, not oil and not charcoal.
Emmanuel brings me to Matebe, home to a run-of-river hydroelectric plant in the heart of Virunga. It's powered by the Rutshuru River, which flows from Lake Edward and generates 14 megawatts of electricity, enough energy for over 1.5 million residents in nearby Goma. Since there's no dam, there's minimal disruption to the natural ecosystem, making this plant a truly green source of energy.
We're hoping in the next 8 years to create 8 power plants like this. So that is enough power to create between 80 and 100,000 jobs. Enough to draw out all the young men and women from the militias and work on a whole new instrument for bringing stability to the region.
Between here and there, that 105 megawatt goal, what can people do at home to help Virunga?
Well, what we need more than anything really is support for the rangers on the ground, because they're doing the critical work of keeping, that precious asset, which is the national park. If we can't keep the park alive, all of this disappears.
Without the funding they need to continue their work, the ranger program goes away. And without them, the park and its wildlife will be destroyed. If that happens, millions of people in this region will face starvation, and the planet will lose one of its most valuable weapons in the fight against climate change. That's why we're partnering with Rewild.org and its founding board member Leonardo DiCaprio, as well as another very special supporter.
Hello, I'm Jane Goodall, and I'm joining Brave Wilderness and Rewild.org in calling attention to this urgent issue. It's imperative that we all come together and take action by giving to Virunga's Ranger program and sharing this story. The time is now, and the power to make change is in your hands.
We can help save Africa's oldest national park and its endangered mountain gorillas. And to kick things off, Brave Wilderness is donating 2,000 ranger days to Virunga. So donate to rewild.org and join us in supporting these brave men and women that risk their lives every single day. All right, guys, right now, I am in the jungles of Borneo on the hunt for an assassin. This is a super creepy, crawly insect that both flies and bites. And if I'm able to catch one today, I'm going to take a bite for myself to put it on the bite sting index. But there's a little catch. In addition to the pain I will experience from this bite, there's something a lot more dangerous than meets the eye. And as I'm going through it, I'm going to describe to you why you never want to be bitten by an assassin bug. We're gonna start flipping logs. We're gonna be looking on the leaves, looking on the ground, looking everywhere throughout this really dense jungle environment. There's all kinds of creepy crawlies in this rainforest. Let's search this whole area, guys. This looks really good. The assassin bug we're looking for is either gonna be orange, yellow, or red, any of which are gonna be pretty easy to pick out of this environment because we have a lot of greens and a lot of browns. The colorful pop of these bugs is not something that blends in very well out here in Borneo, but there's a reason why these bugs don't care. We'll talk about that once we find one. This is a cloud forest, and the air is thin. It makes hiking a little more challenging than we're used to. Nothing. Got one. Right here. Right here. Get the stick. Now it could fly. Guys, if it flies, I'm gonna spring into action, but I wanna see if you can get a shot of it. You see it on that stick? There it is. We got a red one. Red assassin bug. Andrew, can you hand me a jar? Sure. Thank you. See if I can scoop it up before it flies away. All right, I'm gonna put this down. You guys ready? We're ready, Mark. Got it. Got an assassin bug. A bright red one too. All right, it's game on. Oh man, I can see its dagger-like mouth already. Let's go set up the bite table. It's go time. Oh buddy, we got a big one today. I'm ready. At least as ready as I'm gonna be. Okay, the bite that I'm about to endure from this assassin bug, this fire red insect, is not only gonna be something that really hurts, but is also a bite that's definitely going to send me to the hospital. You heard me right. After the shoot, I'm gonna have to seek medical attention for what I'm about to do. Before I tell you why, let's take a closer look at what I'm up against. Okay, here we go. Perhaps the first thing that we notice looking at this assassin bug is its coloration. Bright red, speckled with a black polka dot pattern, and then of course that easily identifiable elongated head with the proboscis sticking out of the face. And that appendage, it's what's going to inflict the pain in today's bite test. Before I tell you about why this insect is so dangerous, let's get a closer look at it so we can appreciate just how unusual this assassin bug is. Now it can fly, so we gotta keep an eye on it. Hopefully it just sits right there. This has gotta be one of the most aposematic looking insects. Ooh, almost flew away there. This has gotta be one of the most aposematic looking insects you could ever see. Oh. I got it, I got it. Right there on that leaf. Okay. Oh no. Got it. Oh. That was close. Almost got away. That was very close to ending this bite test way too soon. Woo! Got my heart racing from that sprint, guys. Okay, well, let's, I'm gonna hold it in the forceps for the rest of the presentation. How about that?
That works, Mark.
The assassin bugs here in Borneo can fly, and most assassin bugs can fly. And they range in sizes from very small insects that are called kissing bugs to very large. The largest assassin bug is called a wheel bug, and we have those in the United States. But they are not anywhere near as colorful as this one. There it is in a defensive position. Attack mode, ready for battle. Let's talk about why the bite from an assassin bug hurts so bad and why they bite in the first place. It's an assassin, it's a predator. It is out there actively hunting other insects and invertebrates to eat. And the way that it incapacitates and kills its prey is by injecting with that long proboscis a digestive saliva. You can actually see a bead of it at the end of that proboscis right now. That is a digestive enzyme that when enters the body of a victim will dissolve it, and then it will use the proboscis like a straw to slurp up its insides. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's talk about why this is such a dangerous bite for me to be taking. Some assassin bugs can spread a deadly disease called Chagas. Chagas is a condition caused by parasites mainly found in the Americas, but has recently spread to both Asia and Australia. The reason Chagas is so deadly is because once infected, it typically goes unnoticed for many years until it silently leads to major health problems, including heart failure. The main reason I have not yet ranked assassin bug bites is because of the risk of this silent killer. But out here in Asia, it's safe enough to test this dreadful bite because the chances of me misidentifying the kissing bugs that spread it are almost zero because they do not live here. All that said, I can still get other nasty parasites from this bite, so I will be taking a full parasite blood test when I return to the United States, just to make sure I didn't catch a killer bug by accident. And on top of all of that, I have heard and read that the bite from these Bornean assassin bugs is extremely painful. So handling this insect can not only land you in a world of pain, it can land you in the hospital getting a blood test to make sure you don't get an incurable disease. And with that, I think it's time to rate the bite of the Bornean assassin bug. You guys ready?
We are, Mark. Are you sure you want to go through with this?
Not really, not really. But enough people have been wanting to know about assassin bugs in the comments. I am willing to take a bite from this one to describe the pain and to officially rate it on our BSI. I'm gonna rank this bite, like always, on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. All right, guys. I think I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. It's time to go flesh to proboscis with the Bornean assassin bug. Got cameras ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm gonna do it right here on 3. Oh, this is like stabbing yourself with a bug. I don't know why, but it's a lot easier mentally to get stung by a wasp or a bee. They kind of do the work for you. This is like I'm looking at that dagger-like mouth part and I'm literally having to pop it into my own skin. I really don't like needles. Man. All right, ready? I'm Mark Benz, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the assassin bug. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah! Dang it! Wow. I don't know if I got a good bite though. I gotta go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's biting me. Yep, it's biting me. Ah, it's in. Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah, it's getting me.
Oh, yeah! Ah! Oh! Woo! Oh, yeah, that got me. Okay. Yeah, that hurts. Oh, wow. Wow, that is instant fire. Yeah. That is like a hot poker going into your skin. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And yeah, it just keeps burning. I can feel it. I can feel venom. I can feel the venom doing damage under my skin. It feels so weird. It's just like simmering under the skin. It almost feels like the blood is boiling around the bite. That was so weird. I've never had a more instant pain from what looked to be a gentle touch. Did you guys see the proboscis? It just kind of like went out like an elephant's trunk. It went like whoop, and then touched my skin almost like a feather. It didn't like spear down like I expected. It touched the skin with the softest landing. I didn't think it was even gonna bite at first, and then I felt something from its mouth go under the skin. I don't know if you saw it. When I was pulling it out, you could see its tongue. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. It got me. And it doesn't look like much, but it sure hurts. Holy smokes. Okay, guys, well, let's roll the rating on the Bornean assassin bug. Oh. On intimidation, this assassin bug is a standout. With its bright red colors and size, it scores much higher than other assassins you will find. On top of that, they do fly and bite without warning, making them a bug of most concern that you want to avoid at all costs. For that, it's a 7.8 out of 10. On pain, the pop of searing sting was quickly followed by intense burning and welts. It was very much like a hot poker that went in without warning, a sensation that I will never forget and really ranks it up the ladder. So for that, I give it an 8.1 out of 10. For aftermath, the swelling did flare up a lot after the bite, but in the days to follow, it turned into a more typical looking mosquito bite welt. However, this bite, of course, came with the big risk of parasites, and the anxiety of that alone bumps the score up significantly. And then there's the blood test results, which I was very nervous to get, but once I had them, they luckily came back completely negative. So while a positive test would have easily made the aftermath a 10, this time I got away with a 7.3, giving this bright red assassin bug a total BSI score of a 7.7.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to search for the Brave Wilderness channel on YouTube so you can join me and the crew on our upcoming adventures.